Ladies, what am I gonna do with you guys? You're killing me.
Us? Come on.
How about I set you up on the out on the patio?
Richard Gere is a talented Hollywood actor and film producer, Buddhist, and public figure. He is often perceived as a lucky man and a darling of fate, but if you look closely, you will see a great personality, an altruist, and a man who has been searching for his true self for many years. We have made this video to learn more about him. Richard Gere, how the ladies' man lives and where he spends his millions. Richard Tiffany Gere was born on August 31st, 1949 in a large American family of housewife Doris Ann and insurance agent Homer George Gere. Besides Richard, who was born the second, the Geres raised 5 children. The parents were educated but simple people and managed to give their children a happy childhood in the suburbs of New York. They tried to provide a balanced upbringing. There was room to communicate with nature because the family lived in a small rural town for creativity and sports. The future actor studied guitar with might and main, shown in the school drama club, and did gymnastics. After receiving a sports scholarship after graduation, he went to the University of Massachusetts to study philosophy and directing. At the same time, Gere dreamed of becoming a professional musician and saw himself as a world-famous trumpeter. These crazy dreams eventually prevented him from getting a degree. At first, he chased an opportunity to become a musician and then became interested in theater and dropped out of school. Finally settling in New York, Richard tried his hand at theatrical auditions, and one day he was lucky. In 1975, after a series of minor characters, he got the main role in the play The Killer's Head. On stage, he was blindfolded all the time, playing a murderer sentenced to death, which played into the hands of the young actor. At the time, he was extremely reserved and often got nervous, which hindered his skill. In this case, however, the audience heard only his voice, which literally mesmerized the crowd. The young actor was so talented that he was noticed by film producers. First, Gere appeared in such films as Report to the Commissioner, Looking for Mr. Goodbar, Days of Heaven, Blood Brothers, and Yanks. And then he got really lucky. The Hollywood handsome John Travolta refused the main role in the movie American Gigolo, and the job went to Gere with a fee of $35,000. Thanks to the role, he instantly gained a whole army of female fans. Not the least role in this was played by the fact that the actor had to act in some scenes completely naked. The image of the heartbreaker and the role of the lover boy was stuck to him, which over time began to weigh on him. 2 years later, Richard was offered the lead role, and again, ironically, the one that Travolta refused. The film, An Officer and a Gentleman, was a great success and won 2 Emmy Academy Awards and was also recognized as one of the greatest romantic movies in history, according to the American Film Institute.
Should have warned you scuzzy female types though about the putrid dudes. Those are the ones that say they're wearing a rubber, but there's really a little hole bitten in the bottom of it.
Then, Richard's filmography was replenished with the movies The Honorary Consul and Breathless. And in 1984, he starred in the gangster movie The Cotton Club, directed by Francis Ford Coppola, in which the actor performed several parts on the trumpet, reliving his youth.
What is this, a kidnapping?
Would you like that? Because I think I'm up to it. You do move me. I don't know why, but you do move me. In unusual places.
Surprisingly, with a brilliant cast, a venerable director, and a whole galaxy of prestigious awards, the film failed at the box office. This did not prevent Richard from getting $2 million for the role. Next came the historical film King David, the drama Power, the action movie Miles from Home, the thrillers No Mercy with a fee of $1.5 million, and Internal Affairs. The real fame came to Gere when he approached the 40-year milestone. Richard didn't want to play at all in Pretty Woman, which was originally conceived as a drama. He didn't like the script, which was changed beyond recognition. He was tired of the roles that parasitized his heartthrob image, but his agent persuaded him to go to a meeting with the actress chosen for the main role, and Julia Roberts convinced him to agree. Experts still have trouble explaining the magic ingredient that made this trivial story a huge hit.
Did you really say $100 an hour?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you don't have any prior engagements, I'd be very pleased if you would accompany me into the hotel.
With $14 million invested in production, worldwide box office was $463 million. Perhaps the reason is the chemistry that arose on the set between the performers of the main roles, because, for the sake of a happy ending, the screenwriters had to rewrite the finale of the picture. Initially, Edward did not even consider climbing the stairs to Vivian like a prince from her sweet dreams. In the original story, the rich man pushed the girl out of the car, throwing money at her. That's how the movie was supposed to end. Gere himself dislikes Pretty Woman for many reasons and emphasizes this in interviews. So he was very pleased with the offer of the master of Japanese cinematography, Akira Kurosawa, who gave him a small role in his anti-war film Rhapsody in August. On the set, Richard had to speak Japanese, which he did not know. He had to memorize the lines by heart. The director was very worried that he would not be able to pay the Hollywood star for the work, but Gere assured him that he would play for free. As a result, the director paid him a symbolic amount and also paid for flight tickets for Gere and even offered to buy tickets for his friends if they wanted to visit Japan. Such a friend was Cindy Crawford, who had been his wife for a year. One of the most beautiful couples of that time was formed back in 1988, and in 1991, the official wedding took place in Las Vegas. The ceremony was very modest. It was attended by only 4 witnesses, and the rings exchanged by the newlyweds were made out of chewing candy wrappers. Many consider the wedding in Las Vegas a bad sign, and perhaps there is some truth in that, since the couple divorced in 1995. Gere and Crawford chose not to make a tragedy or a performance out of this event. It went quickly and quietly, after which everyone went their own way. Gere's path at that time led him to Tibet. He met the Dalai Lama and almost became a monk. But the actor had so much life energy that he didn't fit into the novice's secluded routine. Since then, he sympathized with Tibet with all his heart. Richard spoke passionately about the plight of the region wherever he could. At one of his political gatherings, he went completely wild, promising to fight the Chinese alone if Tibet wouldn't get protection. The speech caused a murmur in the room, and only one woman found the courage to turn the situation into a joke. She turned out to be American actress Carrie Lowell, the famous Bond girl from the movie License to Kill. Very soon, Lowell became Mr. Gere's second wife. In 2000, the couple had a son, whom they named Homer after his grandfather's. Meanwhile, Richard Gere's film career was on the rise. He managed to appear in such films as Final Analysis, in which he also acted as a producer and the band played on, Mr. Jones, First Night, Red Corner, and Primal Fear. For shooting in the detective movie Summersby and the drama Intersection, the actor received $5 and $7 million, respectively. And in the action movie The Jackal, he co-starred with Bruce Willis. However, the guys didn't get along very well, and they swore never to act together again.
Give over, Preston. Who are you really looking for?
A pro. Calls himself the Jackal.
Oh, that fella. That mystery man.
By the way, Gere could have played the main role in the movie Die Hard, which he refused for some reason. Meanwhile, the creators of Pretty Woman decided to make money by resurrecting the duet of Richard Gere and Julia Roberts in the romantic movie Runaway Bride. The film was a success. It earned $300 million at the box office and brought Gere a fee of $13 million. Immediately after this movie, the actor flashed his dramatic talent in the role of a rich man who finds himself powerless in the face of his lover's illness and death. We are talking about the film Autumn in New York, where he co-starred with Winona Ryder.
You've got the hiccups.
Are you kidding? I would go with you in a heartbeat. You're fabulous.
Yeah?
But, uh-oh. Oh, dear.
It must be me.
Then the depressive mystical thriller The Mothman Prophecies and the drama Unfaithful were released, which together brought $30 million to the actor's bank account. Another work of Gere in the early thousands was the melodrama Dr. T and the Woman About a Gynecologist. To better prepare for the role, Richard took the opportunity when his wife gave birth to their son. He studied the work of the maternity ward. In 2002, the name of Richard Gere again rumbled around the world, and the occasion was the release of the musical film Chicago.
I could be an awfully good sport.
Good, you got that out of your system. Now listen, you mean just one thing to me. You call me when you got $5,000.
the luxurious crime musical masterpiece astounded not only the audience but also the critics, who nominated it for 13 Oscars. BAFTA, Golden Globe, and Grammy Awards could not ignore the movie either. They literally showered the creators and actors of the film with awards. Gere won the Golden Globe for Best Actor in a Comedy or Musical. And by the way, the role of the creative lawyer could have gone to actor Hugh Jackman, who refused it, which he later regretted very much. Interestingly enough, the first film adaptation of Chicago was supposed to be made back in the 70s with Frank Sinatra, Liza Minnelli, and Goldie Hawn in the lead roles. In 2004, a remake of the Japanese romantic comedy Shall We Dance was released, where the actor rocked the dance floor with Jennifer Lopez and Susan Sarandon, with whom he was in a romantic relationship in the early 80s.
Beverly, dance with me?
I don't know how.
Yeah, you do.
No,
Yeah, you've been dancing with me for 19 years.
The actor devoted the following years to the films that did not receive much praise: Bee Season, The Hoax, The Flock, I'm Not There, The Hunting Party, and Nights in Rodanthe. The next takeoff happened only in 2009 when the actor starred in the incredibly touching, kind, and sad film Hachi, A Dog's Tale.
All right, come here. Okay, it's all right. Let's see you try to go, all right? Go on. Stay. Go home. Go on.
While sentimental viewers around the world were crying their eyes out, its worldwide box office totaled more than 50 million. After the biographical movie Amelia, the crime thrillers Brooklyn's Finest, and The Double, as well as a documentary about one of the teachers of Buddhism, Brilliant Moon, the film Arbitrage was released, in which Gere again co-starred with Susan Sarandon.
Her teacher was Mr. James. Mr. James said, world events all revolve around 5 things. M-O-N-E-Y.
This is freshman econ.
That was a 5th grade econ.
Richard Gere was nominated for a Golden Globe for his performance. In 2013, the marriage of Gere and Carrie Lowell broke up when the woman found out about her husband's affair with a TV presenter of Indian origin. The separation this time was a difficult ordeal for Richard. His wife attacked him with accusations and draconian financial claims. But soon, the man met a new love. By that time, the actor had 2 unsuccessful marriages and a whole series of relationships of varying degree of seriousness. Uma Thurman, Kim Basinger, Priscilla Presley, Barbara Streisand, Diana Ross, and a dozen other Hollywood beauties dated him in different years. But it seems that now Gere has stopped in his search. At one of the film festivals, he met Alejandra Siva, a journalist and the daughter of a former manager of the Real Madrid football club. The 34-year age difference did not bother the mature silver fox at all. That's how he was nicknamed in Hollywood for his refusal to dye his gorgeous gray hair. And after 3 years of relationships, he led his beloved one down the aisle. A modest celebration took place in April 2018 in New York and gathered only a circle of the couple's closest friends. A year later, they had a son together, Alexander, and in 2020, another heir was born, whose name was not disclosed. Now, the actor can afford to stop thinking about money and choose roles exclusively to his liking. Recently, his filmography more and more often includes roles in the auteur and low-budget movies. Among them are the film anthology Movie 43, the dramas Time Out of Mind, The Benefactor, Norman, The Moderate Rise, and Tragic Fall of a New York Fixer, and Three Christs, the melodrama The Second Best Exotic Marigold Hotel, the thriller The Dinner, and the miniseries Mother, Father, Son. In January 2023, a comedy starring the actor, Maybe I Do, was released. Richard Gere's fortune is estimated at $120 million, which makes him one of the richest actors in the industry. He had advertising contracts with the Italian car brand Lancia, the Visa payment system, the brand of carbonated drinks Orangina, and others. He invested money in a small luxury hotel, Bedford Post Inn, which is located in the suburbs of New York. Guests can meditate, do yoga, and enjoy delicious dishes made from organic produce from the hotel's own farm. Gere himself and his family live in a spacious mansion located just an hour's drive from Manhattan, which he spent $10 million to renovate in 2020. The total area of the residential parts is more than 8,600 square feet, which consists of 7 comfortable bedrooms, living rooms, and a wine cellar. The couple also chose to buy a vacant plot with a swimming pool in the yard next door to expand their land to 34 acres. Experts estimate this transaction at $700,000. Until 2020, Richard owned another residence in Pound Ridge for almost 35 years. He bought it for $1.5 million and managed to sell it for $24 million. charming, spacious colonial-style villa with an area of more than 10,000 square feet is complemented by a swimming pool and access to a pond. This deal was not the only one that Gere managed to profit from. He bought a luxury home in Southampton for only $6.5 million in 2006 and sold it for $36 million. Richard Gere also has urban real estate. Since 2016, he has owned an apartment in New York in the Gramercy Park area, worth a little more than $2 million. The property consists of 2 bedrooms and a living room, which the actor renovated and furnished according to his taste. It is reported that his friend, actor, and TV presenter Jimmy Fallon persuaded him to make this purchase. Until 2011, Gere had another apartment which he owned for more than 20 years and sold for $2.6 million. Now, these spacious and bright apartments can be rented by anyone for $20,000 a month. Richard Gere is a committed Buddhist and a life lover. He desperately fights against injustice and stands for the restoration of peace. In addition to fighting for the freedom of Tibet, because of which he was banned from entering China for life, he is engaged in environmental, health, and human rights issues, supporting many humanitarian international campaigns. He is also outraged by current events, even auctioned off one of his cars to donate the proceeds to charity funds to help victims of the war in Ukraine. A 1999 Jaguar XK8 collector's convertible was sold for $31,000. This gorgeous car has a 5-speed automatic transmission and an engine capacity of 4 liters. At the time of sale, the mileage was 31,000. In everyday life, the actor was seen driving an Audi RS6. By his age, Richard Gere has received everything one could dream of: 3 sons, a beloved and loving wife, fame, and wealth. It seems that the saying, "a good deed is never lost," finds direct confirmation in his life path. His motto is, stop treating yourself like an afterthought. Eat delicious food, walk in the sunshine, jump in the ocean, say the truth like you're carrying in your heart like hidden treasure. Be silly, be kind, be weird. There's no time for anything else. Do you agree with Silver Fox's statement?
How Vin Diesel lives and how he spends his millions. Vin Diesel, born as Mark Vincent Sinclair, was born on July 18, 1967 in Alameda County, California, along with his twin brother Paul. Funnily enough, the twins are completely different in appearance and character. Until the age of 3, the boys were raised only by their mother, Delora, who was a psychiatrist and was fond of astrology. Mark and Paul have never seen their father. The actor's nationality still remains a mystery. Vin has reportedly said that he's of ambiguous ethnicity. His mother has English, German, and Scottish roots, and his biological father most definitely belonged to another race, possibly also mixed. In 1970, Mark and Paul's mother married acting teacher and theater director Irvin Vincent, and moved with her sons to live with him in New York. Soon they had 2 more children, Tim and Samantha. Irwin often took his children to theater performances and movie premieres. It was Diesel's stepfather, Irwin, who significantly influenced the boy's character and his desire for acting. Mark first appeared on stage at the age of 7 in a very interesting way. Together with several other boys, he decided to sneak into one of the local theaters to play with the props. At that moment, actors were rehearsing a performance on stage. The boys were noticed by the production director, and as a punishment, they were forced to act out some of the lines. Oddly enough, Sinclair did the best among them, so it was he who got a tempting offer from the director: $20 for each performance. Soon enough, his first performance in children's play Dinosaur Dora took place. Vin's performance was so brilliant that from that moment on, he decided to become an actor. Up until the age of 17, Mark performed on the theater stage, improving his skills. Despite the theatrical success, his personal life was not quite successful. Today's heartthrob at one point was only met by mockery and laughter from women. As a teenager, he was tall and thin, for which he received the nickname Worm. Embarrassed by his wimpy physique, the future actor began to play sports and regularly work out. After a few years, the guy turned into a real jock with visible muscles. After graduating high school, he decided that the theater wouldn't bring him a lot of money, so being a rather large and jacked up guy, Vincent got a job as a bouncer at the nightclub Tunnel in Manhattan. That's when he came up with the alias Vin Diesel and started shaving his head bald. At the same time, Vin Diesel entered Hunter College, where he studied English and classical literature, and in his spare time he tried to write scripts. In 1987, he dropped out of college, left his annoying job at the club, and moved from his home in New York to Los Angeles with dreams of becoming a movie star. However, Hollywood did not accept him with open arms, and he had to get a job as a salesman in a tech store. During his first year, Vin Diesel proved himself well and managed to earn good money. Every day he worked hard for 18 hours a day. But the actor knew that a salesman and a movie star aren't quite the same thing, so he went back to New York. Vin Diesel's film debut took place in 1990 in Penny Marshall's film Awakenings. However, the role was so insignificant that he didn't even appear in the credits. Seeing her son struggling, his mother tried to cheer him up and gave him a book by Rick Schmidt, Feature Filmmaking at Used Car Prices, hinting that he can take his career into his own hands. Inspired by the book, Diesel took up writing his own scripts. In 1994, the actor made a short film, Multifacial, in which he took the main role for himself and even wrote music for it himself.
Yo, I can't wait till I do enough real work, real acting work, but I don't have to sweat commercials, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna see like Pacino doing potato chips or Denzel doing donuts.
He spent only $3,000 to produce a 20-minute film. The picture was awarded a screening in Cannes, although it did not receive significant awards. Nevertheless, it was his first success. After that, Vin Diesel returned to Los Angeles, where he resumed working as a tech salesman and saving money. He was going to use the money to make the movie Strays. After 8 months of hard work, the actor started filming the movie, where he would play the main role. Thanks to this film, the young actor was noticed by the famous director Steven Spielberg, who offered him a role in his film Saving Private Ryan with Tom Hanks and Matt Damon.
Sir, get the kid back up there! Captain, the decent thing to do is to at least take her down the road to the next town. We're not here to do the decent thing, we're here to follow fucking orders! Take this goddamn kid!
It was Diesel's first work in a big movie, which brought him popularity and $100,000. Later, this film received 5 Oscars, and Diesel himself, along with his colleagues on the set, were nominated for the Screen Actors Guild of America Award in the category Best Ensemble. In 1999, Vin voiced the main character in the cartoon The Iron Giant, and also starred in the film Pitch Black, where he played the main role of the criminal Riddick.
All you people are so scared of me. Most days I take that as a compliment. But it ain't me you gotta worry about now.
This film marked the beginning of the famous series The Chronicles of Riddick and brought the actor his long-awaited fame. Although the filming was not easy for Diesel, while performing a trick, he injured a shoulder and his eye because of the special contact lenses that made his eyes shine in the dark. From that moment on, films with the actor started coming out one after another. In the early 2000s, viewers could see Vin Diesel in such films as Boiler Room, Into Pitch Black, and Knockaround Guys. In the last one, he played the role of Taylor Reese, a friend of the son of an influential mafia boss of Brooklyn.
The milk guy's getting paid, the potato chip guy's getting paid, the beer guy's getting paid. Every fucking body's getting paid, and you look through me? You fuck!
2001 was one of the most successful years in the actor's life. After playing one of the main roles together with Paul Walker in the crime thriller The Fast and the Furious by Rob Cohen, Vin Diesel became the public's favorite, and the character Dominic Toretto became his best role according to the audience.
Then it's over. I didn't call the police, but don't punch me! Put the gun down! I swear to God!
You are the cop! You're a cop! Brian, I gotta find Jesse before they do. I'm all the kids got.
I'll call in the plates.
The actor's payout for this film was $2 million. The acting duo received a high award, the MTV Movie Award. But nevertheless, Diesel did not participate in the next film, Too Fast, Too Furious, because he cannot agree with the producers on the fee amount. The actor requested more than $20 million for the film. During the filming of Fast and Furious, Vin started an affair with actress Michelle Rodriguez, who played his partner in the movie. After a few months of dating, the couple broke up. According to rumors, Michelle initiated the breakup, thinking that she and Vin were too different. However, the ex-lovers remain good friends. The following year, the audience watched the adventure thriller Triple X with Vin Diesel, in which he performed most of the stunts himself without using a stuntman.
Sit down, Mr. Cage.
You know what? My friends call me X.
So, X, what exactly are you wanting?
Ferraris, high-end pasta rockets.
The actor admitted later he had never ridden motorcycles before. During the 3-month preparation for the film, he was coached by bikers who were among the best motocross athletes in the world. By the way, all the tattoos that Vin Diesel's character has in the movie were fake. For this work, the actor received an MTV Movie Award nomination in the Best Actor category and earned $10 million. Thanks to this film, Vin Diesel met Czech model Paula Harpkova, who played a cameo role in it. But this relationship did not last, just like his previous ones. In 2003, the action movie A Man Apart was released, in which Diesel played the main role and also acted as an executive producer.
Did you kill my wife? Answer me, motherfucker.
Answer the fucking question!
The film brought him $2.5 million. The next film in which the actor starred in was an installment from the series The Chronicles of Riddick.
Remember that favorite game of yours?
Who's the better killer?
Let's play.
Vin Diesel's fee was $11.5 million, despite the fact that the film didn't gather as much at the box office. And the actor received a Golden Raspberry nomination for the worst male role in 2005 for that movie. An animated film and a computer game were soon created based on this film, and Diesel voiced his character in them. At the same time, Vin Diesel starred in the comedy family thriller The Pacifier.
Kids, it's safe.
Who was that? What did they want?
What happened? Please don't leave us, Shane.
What do they want?
They were after the program that your father invented.
On the set, he had to collaborate with 5 children actors at once, and he did it flawlessly. By the way, Vin enjoyed acting with his 9-month-old partner so much that he was ready to work on set even on the weekends. Diesel's new comedic role was well received by the audience, who was used to seeing him only in action films, and as such, the actor starred in the film Find Me Guilty in 2006.
You don't rat out the people that love you.
Love you? He's your cousin. He puts 4 fucking bullets in you and he loves you?
Yeah, he loves me. I love him. He's family. He's just a junkie. He doesn't know what he's doing. Live and let live. Speaking of which, how many times I gotta tell you?
His image of Jackie DiNarcio was unusual for the viewers. Diesel gained 30 pounds and spent 2 hours a day in the makeup chair. Soon the third part of Fast and Furious was released, The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. But fans were upset to see Vin Diesel's character only in the scene at the very end. In 2007, the 40-year-old actor met 23-year-old Mexican model Paloma Jiménez. They live together to this day, but still haven't made their relationship official. In one of his interviews, the actor said that marriage is just a formality. A year after they met, the couple had a daughter, Hania Riley. Funny enough, Diesel's ex-girlfriend Michelle Rodriguez became the godmother for the girl. Soon after, the actor was invited to take part in the filming of one of the following films, the hitman thriller or the fantasy action movie Babylon AD. By choosing the latter option, Diesel miscalculated. The film never recouped its budget, which amounted to a grandiose sum of $70 million US, and even the director himself later admitted that the film in general is not worth watching. However, the actor did not ignore his most stellar role of Dominic. In 2009, Diesel worked on the 4th part of Fast and Furious as an actor and producer.
When I see flashing lights in my mirror, I don't stop.
In the first movie, Walker and Diesel were allowed to perform many stunts since both were not considered celebrities at that time. But by the 4th movie, the actors became well known, the stunts became more difficult, and the studio forbade Walker and Diesel to risk their lives. A year later, Paloma and Vin had a son, Vincent Sinclair. It is known that the actor has another son, Isaiah, who is a little older than Hania. The name of his mother is unknown, and the boy spends a lot of time with his father and his family. In 2011, the 5th part of Fast and Furious came out and brought $15 million to the actor.
Good race, O'Connor.
Thanks, Don.
In 2013, Vin Diesel starred in the thriller Riddick. The production of the film was in jeopardy when there was a delay in financing. As a result, Vin Diesel took over the financing of the film until the problem with the bank loan was resolved. According to the actor, he had to mortgage his house to take out a loan. In the same year, he voiced the main character in the animated film Riddick, Blindsided, and also starred in Fast and Furious 6, and Dwayne Johnson joined their team.
We building the car?
First car better be a Charger, Jack.
You mean Skyline?
Like I said, he's a Toretto.
At that time, filming of Fast and Furious 7 began, but in November the filming stopped due to the death of Paul Walker, and was resumed later in the spring of 2014. During this period, such films as The Last Witch Hunter and Guardians of the Galaxy were released. In the latter, Vin Diesel played the role of Groot. The actor participated in motion capture for the character, and also voiced him in several languages, including Russian.
If you free us,
I'll lead you to the buyer directly, and I'll split the profit between the three of us.
I'm Groot.
Four of us. Asleep for the danger, awake for the money, as per frickin' usual.
In 2015, Vin Diesel and Paloma Jiménez had a second daughter, Pauline, who was named after the deceased Paul Walker, who was Vin's good friend. The long-awaited film Fast and Furious 7 was also released, which brought the actor a huge payout of $47 million.
You miss the bullets.
Yeah, that's messed up, huh?
Brian, I've seen you jump from trains, dive from planes. Hell, I saw your courage the day I met you.
On the set of the project XXX, Return of Xander Cage in 2016, Vin Diesel met his film partner Nina Dobrev. A provocative photo shoot of the two celebrities later prompted fans to think they were having an affair. Later it turned out that the actors were just good friends. In addition to this film, there were also such films as Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which was well received by the audience. In 2016, Diesel earned $35 million and became the 7th highest paid actor of the year. The 8th part of Fast and Furious, which premiered in 2017, became famous among fans because of the conflict that broke out a week before the end of filming between Dwayne Johnson and Vin Diesel. The reason was that Diesel, as a producer, canceled some of the planned scenes with Johnson at the last minute.
Yo, cousin. Sorry about your car. Yours was too slow for a Toretto anyway.
Your Impala? Are you serious?
In 2017, Diesel earned $54.3 million, which made him the 3rd highest paid actor of the year. And in the Forbes magazine rating, Vin Diesel took first place among actors whose films became the highest grossing. The total income of his movies, where he played the main role, amounted to $1.6 billion. Most of this amount falls on The Fate of the Furious. The box office of the film totals $1.2 billion. In 2018, the actor again voiced his character Groot in the films Avengers: Infinity War and The Avengers: Endgame, as well as in the animated film Ralph Breaks the Internet. In 2020, Diesel starred in the action movie Bloodshot, and a year later F9 was released, and John Cena also joined the cast. In December 2022, Avatar 2, a fantasy action movie, is planned to be released, in which Vin Diesel will play the main role. Now that a new film about the Guardians of the Galaxy is underway, Vin Diesel will reprise his role as Groot, and in the future we are waiting for the 10th part of the movie Fast and Furious series and the new action movie Fury. By the way, it is promised that the 10th Fast and Furious will put an end to this action-packed, high-speed movie saga. His successful film career has made the actor one of the highest paid in Hollywood. In 2020, Vin Diesel's net worth amounted to $225 million. In the period from June 2019 to June 2020, Vin earned $55 million, approximately $20 million of which was made on the share from the film F9. The growing popularity of the actor in the cinema has given him the chance to make an impressive amount of money in advertising. For playing in a 30-second video, he receives $3 million. For example, the American car brand Dodge invited the famous actor to play the role of the brand's muscle car driver in a commercial. Such a partnership is not surprising, since Vin Diesel participated in the Fast and Furious, whose partner was Dodge. The actor also advertised the Yadea G5 scooter. After the release of this commercial, the Chinese company Yadea received a 90% increase in sales. At the beginning of his career, it was commercials, although for more modest fees, that became a significant part of his income. For example, back in 1994, Vin Diesel starred in a commercial for toys. Back in 2002, he created the company Tygun Studios and began producing his own game Wheelman, where the main character speaks in his voice. No one doubts that Vin Diesel is able not only to earn money, but also to spend it. It may seem trite, but the actor loves cars very much, and has spent part of his gigantic fortune on several impressive cars that anyone would like to have. His collection includes Dodge Charger Daytona 1969, Dodge Charger RT 1970, Chevrolet Corvette Stingray Grand Sport 1963, Chevrolet Corvette 1970, Dodge Charger Tantrum 1970, Dodge Charger SRT 8 2011, Lincoln Hypersport, and others. Interestingly, the actor also has his own auto trailer, which he uses during filming. In his huge double-decker van with an area of 1,100 square feet, the actor feels at home. The cost of such a luxury is $1.1 million. It is known that Vin Diesel owns a mansion in Los Angeles acquired back in 2001. Although the mansion does not differ in size and has a total area of only 1,500 square feet, it is located in the prestigious Hollywood Hills area. Inside the house, despite its modest size, it is very cozy. There is no extra empty space. Everything is very compact, convenient, and functional. In addition, the interior design of the premises varies from room to room. One has smooth painted walls and the other has brickwork or even an oven. The floor covering is the same, sometimes natural wood, and elsewhere there is tile. The color palette also varies greatly, from pale light tones to brighter dark. Despite this, everything here looks organic and complete. To date, the actor has put this house up for sale and plans to sell it for $1.4 million. In 2014, he bought a mansion in Atlanta, Georgia for $3.3 million. It has 7 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, a kitchen, a spacious living room, an office, a cinema, a gym, a roof terrace, and a fully equipped guest house. The mansion is ideal for entertaining friends as well as hosting parties. In addition, the actor has another mansion in Los Angeles worth $5.3 million. Vin Diesel is a big fan of the Dominican Republic. They say the star owns a villa in the elite area of the Casa de Campo resort. The actor flies over there at any opportunity he can. The Hollywood star also plans to invest in the construction of a film studio in the Dominican Republic. Vin Diesel loves to fly to the land of eternal summer for a vacation. In particular, the artist is fond of surfing and also does not miss the opportunity to visit Dominican restaurants. In addition, it was in this country that a number of scenes of the well-known movie series Fast and Furious were filmed. And what is your favorite movie, which Vin Diesel stars in? If you like the video, leave a like and also subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss anything interesting.